On the 9th of March 2026, UPC marked exactly 66 years of existence on the political arena, carrying forward the struggle for a better Uganda, where all its citizens have equal opportunities and equitable access to national resources. The birth month avails as an opportunity to take stock of the party, and it should be recalled that UPC is a direct descendant of Uganda National Congress, born in 1952, to pioneer modern nationalism led by the founding father, Ignatius Kangavwe Musazi. It is from here when resolute Congress members came up to face British colonialism and demand for independence under the motto of one man, one vote and self-governance now, as captured in Dr. Apollo Milton Obote's paper titled The Role of UPC in Uganda's Independence. This sort of determination to end British colonial rule that had existed for over 60 years needed proper mobilization, trust, consensus, dialogue, and engagement, which was indeed championed by our founding fathers of the nation. This kind of vision led UNC and Uganda People's Union to merge and give birth to Uganda People's Congress on the 9th of March 1960. UPC turned out to be a very successful child, ready to complete the decolonization and independence struggles for Uganda. When the instruments of power or independence were handed over to the president of UPC and Premier, His Excellency Dr. Apollo Milton Obote at Colonel Airstrip Independence Ground, the first phase of the struggle had been accomplished. But the second phase of the post-independence of Uganda for a very young nation state was just getting started. It is very crucial to note that UPC government performed exceptionally very well on all fronts, social, economic, and political, as reflected in the official documents, the first 5-year development plan, 1962 to 66, and then the second 5-year development plan, 1966 to 71, where we have the famous hospitals and so on, and the foundations that were set after the independence struggles. The roads were upgraded in rural areas, highways were tarmacked, the rail links were extended from Soweto to Pakwach, with the commissioning of Pakwach Bridge in 1969. In the health sector, we had 22 district referral hospitals were constructed. The education system expanded from nursery, primary, secondary, and tertiary, and then to university with standards that were very attractive across Africa. On the political front, Uganda was moving steadily towards the republic with a republican constitution of September 1967, having replaced the 1962 independence constitution soon after the 1966 crisis. It is the Idi Amin military coup of the 25th of January 1971 that ended up reversing all the post-independence gains of the new Republic of Uganda. UPC was once again called upon to lead the struggle against Idi Amin military government from 1971 to 79, which task was executed very well. It should be recalled that under Idi Amin military government, democracy, rule of law, constitutionalism, human rights, freedom of association and expression suffered greatly. To restore normalcy in the country was not an easy task, as Uganda was already divided towards embracing full multi-party democracy versus umbrella politics of no-party democracy at all. At the end of the day, the voice of reason prevailed, and on 10th December 1980, Uganda held a multi-party election, which UPC won, and on 15th 1980, His Excellency Dr. Apollo Milton Obote was sworn in for the second time as UPC President of the Republic of Uganda. Oh, sorry. Yes. As he was elected in 1980, December the 15th, sworn in for the second time as President of the Republic of Uganda. Others opted for violence to challenge the post-Idi Amin government, and UPC government had to deal with the rebels of the National Resistance Army, UFM, FIDEMO, which is the FEDD, Rescue Front, and other rebel groups. Guided by the working policy document for the revised recovery program, UPC-led government managed to mobilize the country towards rehabilitation and reconstruction of the economy with great milestones. On 27th July 1985 was another major setback for not only UPC but Uganda as well, and also both the East Africa and Africa, as the UPC government was overthrown for the second time through an enemy mutiny led by the Okello gunmen of low caliber in governance, and they could not hold on to power. On the 26th of January 1986, the Okello were kicked out of government by the National Resistance Movement. For those that do not know how the UPC government came in, the first government, the second government, here now you know as we celebrate 66 years. When the LRA took over power, it banned political parties and political activities in the country from 1986 to 2004. UPC, as a party that received the instruments of independence, rallied other political forces like the Democratic Party and Conservative Party to put a serious fight for the return of multi-party politics or democracy, which was indeed achieved in 2005, and serious work commenced. Universally, it is common knowledge that it is much easier to destroy than to rebuild. This is the task at hand for UPC and Uganda at large. Our political landscape is not leveled, politics is too commercialized, and it is very expensive to run political party and political campaigns in the present day Uganda. Increased militarization of the electoral process is scaring away very many of very potential voters and contenders, which undermines our democratic processes and efforts. We need to be more purposeful on building a leveled and healthy democratic space for everyone to participate freely without any political interferences. In 2015, the UPC National Council resolved not to field presidential candidates in 2016 general elections and put more emphasis on local government and parliamentary as a means of rebuilding the party. And the same resolution guided the party in 2021, which elections held in unfavorable circumstances of COVID-19. When the party was ready to field a presidential candidate in the just concluded 2026 general elections, a lot of external influence came in, which failed our party president and party presidential flag bearer, Honorable James Akena, to get nominated for the 2026 presidential race. This was to negatively affect our overall performance in the polls. However, the party president had to put up a spirited fight to save the party from being destroyed. This is not the kind of democracy the country should be experiencing in 2026, as it undermines the core values and visions of the independence struggles as handed down by the founding father of the nation, Dr. Apollo Milton Obote. Now that we are to hold the last round of the local council 2 and 1, including the women councils, which is set for March and April this year, we call upon all stakeholders to ensure free, fair, and peaceful elections. We continue to encourage all party members to turn up in big numbers to mobilize, campaign, and vote our party flag bearers when the time comes. These types of elections encourage grassroots connectivity, and with the high potential types of elections for rebuilding of the party, as it is easy to do small meetings or rallies as well as door-to-door campaigns. For our good performance of having elected leaders at all levels and fight for democracy and dialogue should mirror the political growth and development of UPC at our 66th birthday, which is the typical relentlessness struggle for God and my country. This shows the history of UPC